All right, are we live? Are we live? Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's see if we're live on my channel. What's up, winners? I'm on a new streaming platform. I think I found one that I like, and I didn't play around with it or test it out. I actually just was like, hey, let's use it. Oh, I am live. Cool. Very, very cool. All right, nice. Very nice. Let me just type something here to see what it looks like. Apparently I have to connect the chat. Connect chat. Okay. All right. Now it shows up. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, the support. Welcome to Stay When You Well. That's my second channel, Steam Podcast Clips, where we just go ahead and show you 3 to 5, maybe even 10-minute segments of full 30 to hour long podcast episodes. Just some highlights for you to go and check out. So check out that channel, Stay Winning Podcast Clips on YouTube. But have this new streaming software. I want to come on here, provide the news. I know it's probably old news by now, but GDP has surged to 4.3% in the US, and that was for quarter three. All right. So this is the highest it's been in 2 years. All right. The fastest pace in 2 years. And it's actually fueled by strong consumer spending, a rebound in exports, and business investments and equipment in artificial intelligence. So AI is playing a huge driver in the US economy. So again, this is probably old news to you today. It's been like 12 hours since this news came out. But I wanted to use this new live streaming software to share the information with you. Okay. And I actually wanted to share my screen and show you something that maybe a lot of people aren't talking about, including The Economist. Okay. But consumer spending increased at 3.5% pace in the quarter. This is the fastest since late 2024. All right. And it's boosted by outlays on recreational goods, vehicles, apparel, food, prescription medications, and healthcare services. So just note, this is very healthy information. This is for quarter three. Okay. Now we're going into quarter four. We are in quarter four, and we're going to take a look at the holiday spending and how much that should boost the economy even further. All right. Let's see here. Apparently, there's two of you in here. Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out. Let me know in the comments so I know what it looks like. Let's see. Again, this is a new software, and I'm just decided, hey, let's just go for it. Let's just use it. Let's give it a test run. No need to play around with it, right? But I'll customize the layouts later. Okay. So 4.3% GDP for quarter three. All right. Again, it shows strong consumer spending. So a lot of people having faith in the economy and the way it's heading. Okay. But I did want to share my screen here and go over some information that a lot of people aren't talking about, specifically on the real estate side. Okay. Also, when you have a good GDP, that kind of like fights against rate cuts. So for those that are hoping for rate cuts, right now, the Fed has to sit down and reevaluate all that and say, hey, okay, are we going to cut rates? All right. So let's see how I can share my screen here. Share screen. Let's see here. Probably that would look good. Dedicate 1 minute for sharing. Share screen. Don't show the. Okay, share screen. And then I got to pick the screen. Okay. Let's just do the window, and then you let me know how it looks like. Now we're going to add to stream. There we go. Okay, cool. So different layouts here, right? So let's go with this layout here. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here. Again, thank you for tuning in. Okay, so quarter three, GDP surprised to the upside. Yeah, a lot of people are shocked. All right, so the BEA, okay, which is like Bureau of Economic Administration, initial estimate showed the real GDP rose at 4.3%, the annual rate above the economist's expectations. Now we're going to take a look at housing, guys. So this is from the VP, Deputy Chief Economist at First American Financial Corporation. a very good source to go over this information. But housing actually took a step back. Housing combined footprint, which is services and residential fixed investments, fell to 16.1% of GDP. This is the lowest share since Q2 2023. Remember, Q2 2023 is when we saw the fastest rate hikes just settle in. Like by that point, everyone's priced out, hence this number. But I just wanted to come mention it on this live stream here. And again, don't forget to hit the like and let me know um, what you think of this new software. So a key point is not home sales themselves that show up in GDP. Okay, existing home transactions are largely a transfer of assets. What enters GDP is the economic activity around housing, new construction and remodeling, brokers' commissions, and the ongoing flow of housing services, rent, and owners' imputed rent. So, housing contributions to GDP is in two main ways: residential fixed investments, also known as RFI, 3.8% of GDP in quarter three, which is down from 3.9% in quarter two. This includes construction of a new single family and multifamily structures, residential remodeling, manufactured homes, and brokers' fees. The second main way is housing services. So let's go over that. Let me change some of these layouts to see what it looks like, guys, just for clipping purposes later. Okay, that looks pretty neat. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, let's just stick with this one. Can I move myself around? Oh, look at that. That's cool. Okay. And then, all right. So, housing services, 12.3% of GDP in Q3, down from 12.4% last quarter. This includes gross rents and utilities paid by renters plus owners, imputed rent, an estimate of what owner occupied homes will rent for, and owner utility payments. Don't forget, rents are down for 5 months in a row. So, what's behind the decline in the housing share? The weakness is in part an affordability story, which we know that. High home prices and elevated financing costs have constrained purchase demand, and that shows up in GDP through less transactions related activity. All right, like commissions, etc. Okay, so let me just touch on a little bit about that. So now, housing wise, rents are down for 5 months in a row. Home values are now down 2% nationwide, according to some sources. And sales have actually ticked up in November. I know some of this information was delayed based on the government shutdown. So I do believe real estate wise, we're heading in the right direction. But when it came to quarter three, before all those nice facts that I just mentioned took place, yeah, all these things were down from the prior quarter. So I just want to touch base on that and build a little bit more about or on top of just the number 4.3% growth domestic product. All right, winners. So let me know what you think of the comments below, not just about myself, but about the new software, where you're watching from, where you're tuning in, any questions regarding this. Just wanted to give my 2 cents regarding the GDP and the news that came out today. Also, I have a new newsletter. All right, so I'll put it in the description here on YouTube. Please go in and subscribe. I would love to see you in that community where I break down everything in more detail, provide breaking news, provide investment tips, etc. All right, winner. So let me see how I end this here. Oh, I found it. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Stay winning.